Have you ever stopped for a moment, just a quiet moment, and wondered why your body doesn't respond the way it used to? Why the spark that once lit up with just a glance now feels like it needs a match and a little kindling? There was a time not so long ago when desire didn't need to be summoned. It arrived uninvited. A light touch on the arm, the curve of a smile, even a passing thought could stir something deep inside. Your heart would race, your breath would catch, and you felt alive. Not just physically, but in your very soul. But then quietly something shifted. It wasn't overnight. It was gradual, so subtle you almost didn't notice. Until one day you realized that fire doesn't leap quite as quickly, that once powerful pull now simmers instead of surging. And maybe, just maybe, you started to wonder, is this just what aging feels like? Is this the closing chapter? Let me stop you right there, because what if I told you this isn't the end of anything? What if this is a doorway, one that opens not into decline, but into depth, into a richer, slower burning kind of passion that's more powerful than what youth ever offered? You see, the body does change. Hormones shift. Blood flows differently. The quick responses of youth may soften, but in their place comes something far more profound. Awareness, presence, emotional intimacy. And yes, when you learn how to work with it, not against it, real lasting desire. My name is Elisa, and if you're a man over 60, you deserve to know. This chapter of your life is not about loss, it's about rediscovery. And today, I'm going to walk with you through 6 powerful truths. 6 things every man your age needs to understand if he wants to feel strong, connected, and deeply alive again. These aren't theories. They're practical, science-backed, and grounded in stories just like yours. And by the end of this video, you'll walk away with tools, not just ideas, to reclaim that sense of vitality, passion, and closeness you thought might have slipped away. But I won't pretend this journey doesn't take courage. It takes honesty, a willingness to look inward, to admit that things have changed, but not for the worse, just differently. So if you're ready to step into a new rhythm, not slower, just deeper, then you're in the right place. Before we dive in, let me ask you something personal. If you've ever felt that shift in your body, that moment where desire flickered instead of flared, drop a 1 in the comments below. If you haven't, or you're just curious, type 0. This is a safe space for real conversations, and your feedback shapes every video I make for you. Now take a breath. You've already taken the first step by being here, because aging doesn't dim your light. It simply teaches you how to burn with more meaning. Let's begin. So, why are we here? Because the truth is simple, yet often overlooked. Life after 60 doesn't mean the end of desire. It means the beginning of a new kind of strength. And too many men go through this chapter feeling like they're fading, when in reality, they're just being asked to play a different song. You see, there are silent shifts that happen in the body. Some sneak in quietly, like fog settling over a river at dawn. Others arrive with more force, like a door closing harder than expected. Your energy may dip, your reactions may slow. Moments of passion may feel more distant. But what most men don't realize is that none of this means you're broken. It means your body is asking for a new kind of attention. That's what this video is about. Not gimmicks, not magic pills, not empty motivation, but 6 vital truths. Truths that can help you rediscover your vitality, protect your intimacy, and unlock a deeper level of connection, not just with your partner, but with yourself. We'll talk about what's changing inside your body and why. We'll dig into how blood flow, hormones, mindset, and even emotional habits can either build your fire or quietly smother it. And more importantly, I'll give you specific things you can start doing today. No fluff, just powerful, science-backed steps that meet you right where you are. Because the moment you understand what your body needs at this stage of life is the moment you take back control. And listen, this isn't about becoming who you used to be. It's about becoming who you're meant to be now. A man who is wise enough to listen to his body, gentle enough to care for it, brave enough to feel again, strong enough to love deeply without fear. That's the man this video is for. That's the man you already are. beneath the surface. If that resonates with you, then stay with me, because each of these 6 truths is a stepping stone. Together they form a path, one that leads not to decline, but to awakening. Now, before we move forward, take a quick second. If you haven't already, tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is your space, your place to find answers, insight, and real guidance for the journey ahead. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. That means you've chosen to keep showing up for yourself. That matters more than you know. Let's begin the journey with the first truth, one that explains why your desire has shifted and how you can rekindle it in the most powerful way. Ready? Let's go back for a moment. Back to when your body spoke in sparks. When just a look, a soft word, or the brush of fingertips could send a wave of fire through you. Desire wasn't something you reached for. It just was. Immediate. Intense. Like lightning that didn't ask permission before it struck. But somewhere along the way, that spark began to fade. Not disappear, but shift. The fire you once felt so easily now needs more time, more intention, more care. And for many men over 60, this change can feel like a loss of masculinity, of vitality, of something sacred. But here's the truth, it's not the end. It's a transformation. After the age of 30, your testosterone, the fuel that once drove your physical desire, begins to decline, little by little, about 1% every year. At first, it's barely noticeable, but past 50, that drop becomes a quiet but constant companion. You don't leap into desire the way you used to. You wait, you wonder. Sometimes, you worry. But let me tell you something powerful. Desire was never just about testosterone. It may have sparked the fire, but it's your heart, your presence, and your connection that truly make it burn. In fact, men who embrace the shift, who stop trying to force the flame to burn like it did at 25, often find that what replaces it is even more meaningful. Slower? Yes, but richer, deeper, more soulful. Science backs this up. A 2021 study from Harvard found that over 62% of men above 60 still report a regular and fulfilling sex life. Not because they defy age, but because they've adapted to it. They've stopped chasing the quick flame and started tending a slow, steady fire. So how do you do that? Start by nurturing what fuels desire from the inside out. Zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, oysters, or even a square of dark chocolate aren't just indulgent, they support natural testosterone levels in blood flow. But even more powerful, presence, connection, emotional intimacy. Try spending just 15 minutes a day, truly present with your partner. Whether that's a quiet conversation, holding hands without distractions, or sitting together in stillness. These moments release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. And while testosterone may fuel desire, oxytocin fuels love. The kind that stirs your soul, not just your body. And if you're not in a relationship, that same oxytocin is released through self-care, meditation, or connection with a close friend. Intimacy isn't only sexual, it's emotional, it's human, it's what keeps us from going numb. Now let me ask you, have you felt the shift? That moment where desire used to spark in an instant, but now flickers, waiting for a gentler approach? Comment yes if this sounds familiar, or no if not yet. Either way, what you feel is real, and you're not alone. Because aging doesn't steal your desire. It simply asks you to meet it in a different way, with more intention, more grace, and a deeper kind of fire. Let's talk about something most men overlook until it starts to change: blood flow. It might not sound romantic, but it's the river of your vitality, the current that powers not only your heart, but your passion, your strength, your sense of aliveness. When you were younger, that river surged. It moved fast and strong, feeding every cell, every organ, every spark of desire. You didn't have to think about it. Your body responded in an instant, like a fire that caught with the flick of a match. But as the years pass, that river softens. Not because you've done anything wrong, But because the body shifts, arteries stiffen, the heart works harder, circulation slows, and for men over 60, that often shows up first in the most intimate moments. You may notice erections aren't as firm or take longer to arrive. You may need more time, more touch, more patience. And that can be frustrating, even disheartening. But here's what I want you to know. This isn't a sign of failure. It's a message from your body. Take care of this river. It still flows, just differently now. The good news? You have more control than you think. According to the American Heart Association, just 30 minutes of brisk walking a day can reduce the risk of erectile dysfunction by up to 40%. Why? Because movement increases blood flow. Every step you take pumps life into the very places you want to feel it most. Think of it like this. Every stride is a beat of freedom. Every deep breath is a promise. Your body is still alive, still responsive, still capable of joy. And don't underestimate the power of food. Something as small as 2 tablespoons of walnuts a day can make a difference. Walnuts are rich in arginine, a natural compound that helps your blood vessels relax and expand, so blood flows more freely. A 2020 study from the University of California showed this small habit can create meaningful changes in circulation, especially in men over 60. But beyond walking and walnuts, there's one more thing. A secret tool you carry with you every moment, your breath. Try this tonight, the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Do this before intimacy or even just to calm your mind. It's not just about oxygen, it's about slowing down, letting your body and soul sink, releasing stress, which is one of the biggest blockers of arousal. In that stillness, something beautiful happens. Your body opens, your heart softens, and passion returns, not like lightning, but like a rising tide. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tried walking, walnuts, or breathing techniques to support your vitality? Comment 1 if yes, 0 if not yet. Wherever you are on this journey, remember, healthy blood flow isn't just about performance. It's the quiet energy that brings you back to life, that fills your chest with warmth, that lets you love fully, deeply, without rush. And the beautiful thing, that river, it can always flow again. Imagine your body as an orchestra. Every system, your heart, your lungs, your nerves, your hormones, playing in harmony, creating a melody of life, strength, and desire. When everything is in tune, the music is effortless. You feel connected, confident, alive. Even intimacy becomes a natural crescendo, rising beautifully from within. But when just one instrument falters, when a string goes out of tune or a beat is missed, the entire rhythm shifts. And the first part of that symphony that often stumbles? Your heart. Your cardiovascular system is the conductor of desire. Without strong blood flow, without a healthy beat, the signals slow down. Erections become weaker. Sensation dulls. Pleasure loses its clarity. And here's what's tricky. Sometimes the very medications you take to protect your heart may be the ones dampening the music of your desire. Blood pressure pills, antidepressants, certain diabetes medications. They're necessary. They help keep you alive. But they can also quietly interfere with your sexual energy, like a soft, steady hand turning the volume down without you even realizing. But don't despair. This isn't the end of the concert. It's just time for a retuning. If you've noticed changes in your libido or performance since starting a medication, don't stay silent. Have an honest conversation with your doctor. There are often alternative medications or dosage adjustments that can preserve your health without muting your desire. And then there's diabetes, a hidden saboteur for many men over 60. High blood sugar damages nerves, particularly the delicate ones involved in arousal and sensation. It's like trying to play a guitar with worn-out strings. The notes are faint, the music feels far away. But here's the hopeful part. A 2022 study from the British Medical Journal found that men who actively manage their blood sugar through lifestyle, diet, and discipline can cut their risk of sexual dysfunction by up to 50%. Half. That's not a whisper of hope, that's a roar. So how do you bring the music back? Start small, drink 1 cup of green tea daily. It's rich in an antioxidant called EGCG, shown to improve blood vessel health by up to 20%. Each sip is more than refreshment, it's a promise. A way of tuning your internal instruments, gently restoring harmony. And here's one more tiny but powerful shift. Cut just 1 teaspoon of sugar from your daily routine. In your morning coffee, your dessert, your snack. That one change alone can reduce insulin spikes, ease blood vessel strain, and sharpen the body's natural rhythm. Pause for a moment. What habits do you already have that protect your heart? Is it morning walks? Leafy greens? Breathing deeply under the sunlight? Comment "healthy heart" and share one thing you do. Let's inspire each other, because sexual health isn't separate. It's the music of your entire body, your energy, your circulation, your care. With small adjustments, a little awareness, and a lot of love, you can turn the volume back up. And once again, let your body play the symphony of joy, desire, and deep, lasting connection. Let's talk about something deeply personal, yet quietly powerful. Self-touch, masturbation, self-care. Call it what you will, but it's not something to feel ashamed about. In fact, at this stage of life, it might be one of the most healing things you can offer yourself. Think of it like this. After a long day, when your thoughts are heavy and your body feels tired, there comes a moment of stillness. The house is quiet, the world has slowed down, and in that silence, you find space for yourself. A moment to reconnect with the body you've lived in for 6, 7, even 8 decades. This isn't about fantasy or escape. It's about presence. It's a form of self-respect, a way of listening to what your body still enjoys, still remembers, still craves. And here's the beautiful truth. It's good for you. Masturbation isn't just a physical release. It releases endorphins and oxytocin, the same chemicals that calm anxiety, improve sleep, and elevate mood. It's your brain saying, you're safe, you're alive, you're loved, even by yourself. A recent report from the National Institutes of Health revealed that over 70% of men over 60 continue to masturbate regularly. Not because they're clinging to the past, but because they understand. This is how you stay connected to your body. This is how you remember you're still whole. And perhaps most importantly, it helps you stay in tune with what brings you pleasure, what feels good, what feels right. So that when you're with a partner, you can share that understanding, openly, confidently, without shame. So how do you make it sacred again? Set the stage, dim the lights, choose music that calms you, maybe soft piano, gentle guitar, or the sound of rain. Let the world slow down. Give yourself permission to move gently with curiosity and care. A 2023 study from the University of Sydney found that listening to relaxing music during self-touch increased dopamine, your brain's feel-good chemical, by up to 15%. That means more connection, more clarity, more emotional release. And don't be afraid to explore. Try something new, a different touch, a slower rhythm. Just 5 minutes a week dedicated to exploration can help reignite sensations you didn't know you were missing. This isn't about performance. There's no goal, no rush. It's simply a moment of reconnection, a conversation with yourself. Now pause, think for a moment. Have you ever seen self-touch as a form of healing, as something tender, not taboo? Comment agree if you feel that it's a balm for the soul, or unsure if you're still exploring the idea. No judgment here, just real talk for real men, because at the end of the day, you deserve intimacy, even if it's just with yourself. And sometimes the most powerful love begins not in the arms of another, but in your own. Let's be honest, some days feel quiet, not peaceful, but hollow. You sit alone at the kitchen table, the coffee cools, the clock ticks louder than usual, and there's a silence, not outside but inside, that settles over you like a fog. That feeling? That's not weakness, it's not failure, it's loneliness, one of the most common and most quietly devastating experiences for men over 60. As careers slow down, as children grow distant, and as friends move away or pass on, It's easy to feel like your world is getting smaller, like your story is tapering off instead of expanding. But I want to tell you something that might just shift everything. Loneliness isn't your fate. Connection is still your choice. You were never meant to live in silence. Human beings, especially men, have been conditioned to tough it out, to stay quiet, to handle things alone. But that's silence. It's where the flame begins to dim. Not because your body has failed, but because your spirit hasn't been spoken to. And here's the science. A 2021 University of Oxford study found that men over 60 with at least 3 close connections, a friend, a sibling, even a neighbor, reduced their risk of depression by 30%. Just 3 people. That's all it takes to keep the heart alive with purpose. Connection doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't mean parties or big reunions. It means the little things. A 10-minute call to an old friend, a walk with someone from your community, sitting down and sharing stories. No pretending, no posturing. Because every time you speak your truth and hear someone else's in return, something powerful happens. You feel seen, you feel real, and that inner flame, once flickering, finds breath again. Here's a small step you can take right now. Think of one person you've lost touch with, someone who made you laugh, who knew you back when. Send them a message, or even better, call them. No agenda, no long catch-up. Just a simple, "Hey, I was thinking about you. How are you?" And if you want to go even further, consider joining something small, a local walking group, a book club, a weekly coffee meetup. Each hello you say plants a seed. Each shared story waters it. Now pause. Who comes to mind right now? A childhood friend? An old coworker? Comment "old friend" if you're ready to reach out, or "still thinking" if you need more time. Either way, you're not alone here. You're part of this space, and that matters because, in the end, connection isn't just company, it's medicine. It's what keeps your soul from shrinking. It's what brings the rhythm back into your days. It's what reminds you, you're still loved, you still matter, and your story isn't done yet. Let's talk about something often left unsaid, the quiet transformation of desire. Because here's the truth, desire doesn't disappear with age. It simply changes its rhythm. When you were younger, it burned hot and fast, like a wildfire sparked by a single glance. It was instant, physical, unstoppable. But now that fire is still there. It just needs a softer breeze to awaken it, a more intentional kindling. And when you understand this shift, not resist it, you unlock a kind of passion that's deeper, richer, and far more soulful than anything youth ever offered. Think of it like music. In your 20s, desire was a rock anthem, loud, fast, electric. But now it becomes a jazz ballad, slow, nuanced, full of emotion. And that's not less, that's more. So how do you bring this new rhythm to life? Start by setting the stage. Lighting matters. Dim the room. Light a candle. Let the shadows dance across the walls like quiet reminders of all the chapters you've lived and all the intimacy still waiting to be written. Sound matters. Put on a soft melody, something that makes time slow down. A guitar strum, a piano note, or even the sound of waves rolling in. Let it sink into your skin like a second heartbeat. And then, touch matters. Not fast, not routine, but slow, present, curiously gentle. Explore your partner as if for the first time. And if you're alone, explore yourself without goal or expectation. Let touch be conversation, not performance. Communication becomes the key that opens every hidden door. Look into your partner's eyes and ask, what brings you joy now? What makes you feel seen? What do you need, not just from my body, but from my heart? This isn't about perfect technique or youthful flexibility. It's about trust. It's about letting your bodies move in harmony, comfortable, unhurried, and safe. A 2022 University of Michigan study found that 55% of couples over 60 experienced better intimacy when they explored new relaxed positions, like lying side by side. Not acrobatics, just closeness. Try this small, beautiful practice. Write down your most treasured romantic memory. A walk at sunset, a kiss in the rain, the feeling of someone's hand finding yours in the dark. Memory awakens the imagination, and imagination is the oldest flame of all. To deepen the mood, diffuse a few drops of lavender essential oil. Its scent isn't just calming, it actually boosts relaxation and closeness, proven to increase emotional comfort by 10%, according to the University of Vienna. Now pause, what's one new thing you're willing to try this week? A new song, a slower touch, a deeper conversation? Comment new and share your idea. I'll read everyone and pick a few to shout out in the next video. Because courage deserves recognition. And remember, desire doesn't fade. It just learns to speak in whispers. When you slow down enough to listen, you'll hear it, calling you back to love. Take a deep breath. Because what we've just walked through together wasn't a list. It was a reminder that you are not fading, you are not broken. In this chapter of life, it isn't a slow descent. It's a powerful return to yourself. We've talked about blood flow, hormones, connection, and creativity, but underneath it all was something deeper. Your right to feel, to love, to be touched, to burn with passion, not in the same way you did at 25, but in a wiser, more soulful way that only time can teach. You've learned that desire may not come instantly anymore, but when it does rise, slowly, intentionally, it carries a depth that youth could never offer. You've seen that walking, eating differently, even breathing with awareness can open hidden doors within your body and heart. You've rediscovered that connection, whether with a partner, a friend, or even just yourself, is the lifeline that pulls you out of silence and back into the rhythm of joy. And most importantly, you've remembered this. You are still a man of desire, a man of worth, a man of possibility. This isn't the end of your story, it's a rebirth, a second fire that doesn't burn fast but steady. It warms the soul, it invites tenderness, it makes room for laughter, tears, memories, and magic. So where do you go from here? You start small, you try one of the 6 steps we talked about, just one, a deeper conversation, a mindful walk, a little walnut in your breakfast, a single drop of lavender oil before bed. It doesn't have to be grand, because the most powerful changes often begin with quiet acts of love. If this video lit something inside you, however faint, don't let it go dark. Fan that flame with attention, with courage, with kindness toward yourself. And if you haven't already, take a second now to subscribe, because the journey doesn't end here. We've only just begun. There's more ahead, more tools, more truths, more stories to guide you back to strength and connection. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of this video spoke to you most? Was it about hormones, breath, memory? Comment a number from 1 to 6 and tell me why. I'll be reading every word because this channel isn't just content, it's community. And your voice matters here. And if you know someone, an old friend, a brother, a quiet soul, who might need to hear this today, share this video with them. Let them know they're not alone. Because aging isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. And when you do, when you truly step into it, you'll see life still burns, love still grows, and passion still blooms, even after 60. Welcome to your next beginning.